the first paragraph, item 17. Now we can understand the serpent's cunningness, which our sages added and notified us that some clothed in it, meaning because its words were very high. It started with, although God said, "You shall not eat from any tree of the garden," meaning it began to speak with her since the woman was not commanded by the Creator. Hence, it asked her about the modes of scrutiny, meaning, how do you know that the tree of knowledge was prohibited? Perhaps all the fruits of the garden were forbidden for you too. And the woman said, "Of the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat. You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die."
There are two great precisions here. One, the touching was never forbidden. Hence, why did she add to the prohibition? Two, did she doubt the words of the Creator? The Creator said, "You will surely die." And the woman said, "Lest you die." Could it be that she did not believe the words of the Creator even prior to the sin? Yet, the woman answered it according to the serpent's question. She knew what the Creator had prohibited, that all the trees of the garden are sweet and nice and good to eat. However, she was already close to touching that tree inside the garden and tasted in it a taste that is as hard as death. She herself had proven that by her own observation there is fear of death even from mere touching. For this reason, she understood the prohibition further than what she heard from her husband, as there is none so wise as he experienced. Lest you die concerns the touching. The answer must have been quite sufficient, for who would interfere and deny another's taste? However, the serpent contradicted her and said, "You shall not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened." Rav, if you spoke, we didn't hear you.
Where are you exactly now?
Are you reading the book or in the computer?
Computer.
We must make the precision concerning the matter of.
From item?
It's in item 17. In the first third.
Okay.
Should I continue?
Yep.
Okay. We must make the precision concerning the matter of the opening of the eyes to this place. Indeed, it informed her of a new and sublime matter. It proved to them that it is folly to think that the Creator created something harmful and detrimental in His world. Thus, with respect to the Creator, it is certainly not a bad and harmful thing. Instead, that bitterness that you will taste in it, when even close to touching, is only on your part, since this eating is to notify you of the height of your merit. Thus, it is additional kedusha, holiness, that you need during the act, so your sole aim will be to bring contentment to Him, to keep the aim for which you were created. For this reason, it seems to you as bad and harmful, so you will understand the additional kedusha required of you. For in the day you eat thereof, meaning if the act is in kedusha and purity as clear as day, you shall be as God, knowing good and evil. This means that as it is certainly sweet to the Creator and completely equal, so the good and bad will be to you in complete equivalence, sweet and gentle. It is still possible to doubt the credibility of the serpent, since the Creator did not tell it this himself. Therefore, the serpent first said, "For God knows that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened." This means that it is not necessary for the Creator to notify you of that, since He knows that if you pay attention to this, to eat on the side of Kedusha, your eyes shall open by themselves, to understand the measure of greatness in it. You will feel wondrous sweetness and gentleness in it. Hence, He does not need to let you know. As for this, He instilled in you the scrutinizing force that you may know what is to benefit you by yourselves. It is written right after that, "And the woman saw that the tree was good to eat, and that it was a delight to the eyes." This means that she did not rely on His words, but went and examined with her own mind and understanding, and sanctified herself with additional Kedusha to bring contentment to the Creator in order to complete the aim desired of her, and not at all for herself. At that time, her eyes were opened, as the serpent had said, and the woman saw that the tree was good to eat. In other words, by seeing that it was a delight to the eyes, before she even touched it, she felt great sweetness and lust. When her eyes saw by themselves that she had not seen such a desirable thing in all the trees of the garden. She also learned that the tree was good for knowledge, meaning that the tree is far more to crave and covet in this tree than in all the trees of the garden. This refers to knowing that they were created for this act of eating, and that this is the whole purpose, as the serpent had revealed to her. After all these absolute scrutinies, she took of its fruit and ate, and gave also to her man with her, and he ate. The text accurately writes, "with her," meaning with the pure intention only to bestow and not for her own sake. This is the meaning of the words, "and gave to her man with her," meaning with her in Kedusha.
Well, he explains these things here that we didn't ever study it in such a way, such a language of what's written in the Torah, but the things are clear. The will to receive that is revealed in man divides a person into, first of all, into Adam and Eve, Adam v'Chava. It divides everything to the still vegetative, animate, and speaking. That the general will to receive is called the serpent. And it is actually constantly escorting man in order to develop him. Imagine what would have happened if he wasn't managed by the serpent. That's why it says that the serpent came before and says that God knows that the day you ate from it, your eyes will open, meaning the serpent in a methodical way, it's the will to receive, comes and works according to the plan of creation from the Creator, that he has to bring man to a degree that on one hand he'll be the lowest of all, on the other hand, the most exalted. And then it turns out that man, through those, scissors, how should I say it? He can grab all of creation. And in the most exalted place, he's actually touching divinity. And in the lowest place, he is in all the klipot. And by that, he can connect all of reality within him. That's why, except for man, nothing was created. That is all. And only he is what we need to correct. What else?